The longer you ruminate on what no longer serves you, those difficult pathways in life, those unfortunate or those uncomfortable moments and experiences we have, the longer you're more in a negative mindset, the longer you are in staying in an uncomfortable way of perceiving things, when you have the opportunity to transform yourself and the way you think and moving ahead or beyond or even above that current state of being. What do you call that? In yoga, in Sanskrit, we call that tapas. Acceptance of the difficulties or the pain in the mind, those things that aren't welcoming, those things that are uncomfortable to receive and digest. Again, we talk about the ebbs and flows of life. We talk about the positives and negative impacts that we have and learning how to cope with those things, and as well as knowing how to adapt and survive, essentially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, presently survive. We're not talking about just survival mode, but understanding how to still find balance, find that chi, find peace within in that chaos that's happening internally. The more you find yourself in difficult positions, when you allow tapas to shift your mindset, you're able to then see things in these difficult situations as, okay, let's pause and reflect. I know what's happening currently is not where I like to be. I'm not favorable in this position, and I'm ready to move out of this. You find that stillness within for a moment to say, how can I move forward? How can I get out of this situation? Not to just run away from it, not to be fearful of it, but more so where I am still who I am as a being without taking away from it. What can I learn from these moments? I've personally dealt with a lot of trials and tribulations, spiritually and emotionally. When you continue to grow in life, you discover that there are many things that happen because they happen. Influences and negative encounters that you have with people, whether that's family, friendships, co-workers, any other outside forces that just happen to come your way. In some circumstances, you can identify these situations and say, what have I learned from this? Or what can I learn from this? Or what is currently happening to me where I feel like there's something that I'm supposed to do to move ahead, move beyond, or move above. Any life experience we have is a moment for understanding where we are in our present life, where we are in the current moment. How do we move from it, essentially? How do you apply this tapas mindset in your personal growth journey? Simply allow gratitude to help you along the way, finding gratitude in what's happening in the present moment. You see things outside of yourself, essentially. When you don't have the opportunity to understand what's currently happening, you have these other influences that are good intentions. You have people who present themselves as somebody who's a support system. You have opportunities to allow you to transform, be a better version of yourself. How can you get out of these moments that are considered low vibrational, low energy, negatively impactful, and as well as being amongst communities and people who keep you low or want you to stay low? How do you shift from that? Finding gratitude and saying, I am grateful for the position that I'm in order to move ahead. This is where meditation and mindfulness, where awareness allows you to see things for what they presently are. Have you ever been into a yoga class where you hear that teacher guiding you through a meditation and they say, take a moment within, inhale what's meant to serve you, exhale, release what no longer serves you? Or when that thought creeps in when you're meditating, to take you away from being in the present moment and bring your attention and your awareness to your breath. During that meditation, they also influence the mindset to accept what thoughts come through, but don't cast judgment on them. Sit that off to the side and allow your breath to carry you in this present moment. It's intentional because we want you to focus on the capacity and the ability to maintain your awareness in the present moment on that one thing. You build focus, you build concentration, you build resilience in those small, subtle practices just through meditation. You can incorporate those same practices with awareness. That's where you take the moment to find gratitude once again, to allow you to think currently in this present moment without judgment or concern. The key of meditation in that present moment, to say, I am grateful in this position, to know that I'm above this situation, to know that I am beyond this moment, to know that I have the empathy, the grace, the wisdom to carry me through to get to the next step. We all know that negative enforcements keep us low. So to remain balanced, think of a line where you know one line is negative. Well, to the right, we have positive and negative, right? You're finding that balance to maintain. Think of a frequency bar. And the moment a force comes in to put you here or put you here, you find that level, that equilibrium to allow you to stay in the middle so that you maintain your present being. It's called emotional regulation. Frequency is everything. So when you allow those influences to take in, whether it's giving you power or taking away your power, you have the moment to say, I am currently present. And in that small increment of awareness, you say, I have gratitude that I have the capability to be aware. Something simple as that can allow you to carry you through on your own journey. Your healing journey, your awareness journey, just being physically and emotionally present. That's where the heart center taps in, where your logical center, which is your mind, can connect. Maybe even in that present moment, as you notice where my hand and my heart is, there's a line of frequency where you allow your mouth to speak in the vibrations. And hopefully this is not too woo-woo, as some say. That's where the logic tends to resist what's being said, where your mouth can communicate what needs to be outspoken so that you can auditorily take in, spiritually take in, and logically take in what's happening in the present moment in order for you to continue moving and growing in the direction that you need to go. So tapas, having the opportunity and the instinct to be aware that these obstacles, these trials, these tribulations that has currently entered in your life to negatively influence you and or positively influence you, although it may come in a way that looks negative. For example, when we know that there is opportunity for growth and that resistance comes in because of fear of change or self-doubt or any other influence that may keep us where we don't believe that we are belonging in that next phase of life. The fear of the unknown slowly creeping in. Our minds are programmed to keep us safe. How do you break through that safety net when you know there's no harm for you? You choose to allow faith to lead you through. You choose to allow gratitude and confidence to help you take on that next step. Things like that can help you along the way with moving forward or moving ahead. Another example could be, let's say you've currently worked at a job, you work from home, you've worked at that job for 3 years. You are not happy with the way upper management is currently handling the employees and the amount of work that's currently being distributed. It's not fair, it's not manageable, it's unrealistic. But this production-based company keeps you in a certain margin that constantly puts you in frustration, constantly places you in stress because you know the quota that's intended for you to meet by the end of the day or the end of the week is unrealistically achievable. Instead of staying in that position when you know there's other opportunities to take forward, You then put yourself in the position of saying, instead of being safe, knowing that I'm unhappy here, but the things that are required of me, I'm capable of doing, I will choose to then go over here to apply to said job. Although it may take work to do the applications, that's resistance. Although it may require you to do a certain skill set that you are capable of doing, but you haven't had the opportunity to work on those soft skills to support you along the way, that would be considered resistance, as well as other factors that may influence you from saying being right here and this other opportunity does not really feel good and feel comfortable. Although this space right here where I'm at, this relationship I have with my job, does not allow me to move forward or elevate or uplift my mindset where I'm at a more happier state of being, I'd rather stay here because I know what's currently happening. I don't have to go any further in what's required of me, because although this makes me unhappy, I'm safe here because I know what's expected of me. Which would you rather choose? Opportunity for growth, or staying where you know you're unhappy, but you know what's required of you? Something to think about. So tapas, accepting the pain of the mind, it's kind of subjective. It's not literal where you just choose to succumb all the things that are negative. It's more of shifting your mindset of saying, I am aware of what's currently happening. I either have control because I know these other instances can help me move forward, or I'm unhappy here. I'm uncomfortable. I know that I cannot control this present position that I'm in, but I know what I can control over here. So therefore, I choose to move forward with these things that I can control in order to get to our next destination in life, or just being spiritually, mentally, emotionally impacted in a way that's more positive in my life. That's where the yoga concept comes in. That's how we apply these codes of ethics, these observances within ourselves and mindfulness practices to allow us to continue to be balanced and at peace, knowing that we cannot control all outside forces, but we know how to control internally. So tapas, the way we go about choosing to be in discomfort. If this resonates with you, but you want to work a little more internally, understand how the yamas and niyamas can help you further along in your personal practice off the mat, I have an inner growth guide as a yogi that you can use to help you bring awareness and find clarity in the next step of your personal growth journey through yoga. You can find this quiz right here down below. I'll have it in the description box so that you can access that, as well as in the comments, and we will head over to the next step that will allow us to see things for what it is. Find me over here.